Good evening, everyone. And hi, my name is Christine Crowell, and welcome to my channel. And today I want to talk about something really important to all those that are in business, that are writing contracts and doing contracts with, whether it's the government or private organizations. We need to be really mindful of conflict of interest. And in today's video, I'm going to be diving into what a conflict of interest means, just in case any one of you are not quite sure. For example, or maybe you're new at submitting contracts, and it is one of the most important things that we talk about in contracting with government organizations. So I'm going to be going into this, and the reason why I've chosen Elon Musk is because he's the richest man in the world, and he's done some amazing things with the contracts that he's actually achieved. And his intelligence and what the services that he is looking at providing, I can't really dispute it, because we don't know who else has put forward for these particular contracts. So Elon Musk, he could be facing, I'm not saying that he is facing, but he could be facing a massive conflict of interest. And in today's video, I'm going to go into why. And this is not to put anyone down. This is about me helping you, the care provider or the business owner, to understand the term of conflict of interest, for example. So I'm going to go into this video and welcome everyone. So first of all, I'm going to say that this is Elon Musk, for example, that was mentioned here. Now, there is news about him every single day, every day and night. But there could be a situation where he could be facing a conflict, or should I say, most business owners usually would be faced with this, that this is a massive conflict of interest. So I'm going to be diving into this just so that we are, learning about what this actually means and what the implications are for you as a business owner, for example. Okay, so I'll start off with, in the news, we're hearing it every day. Elon Musk has found himself possibly in, possibly a concerning potential conflict of interest, which is tied to Starlink, for example, contract that he has. Elon Musk has worked really hard for the contracts and the businesses that he's got. I'm not saying that he hasn't, and please do not take this that I am having a go at him. I'm just here to give you the understanding of what a conflict of interest means for business owners that are looking to get into contracting, or those that are contracting. It may be that he's able to get away with something like this, whereas the average business owner isn't allowed to get away with this. But I want the business owner to be aware and not think that you can, because this is very unusual situation here that we're dealing with. Okay, so this inquiry, it raises questions about the intersection of private enterprise and government dealings, particularly in the realm of national security and the telecommunications. So Starlink, it aims to provide global, and I'm going to talk to you about Elon Musk's contract, for example. It is a global, it does do global enterprise, internet coverage, for example. And the implications of this could have really far-reaching on both Musk adventures and the future of government contracts that we are looking at applying for example. So this could change the way things are worded. It could change a lot of things, because now that this has happened, there'll be some sort of safety net that it doesn't happen again. So I'm going to go more into contracting, for example, as a business owner. Now, we're going to dive into the details, and also we're going to explore why it matters. Not that it matters for just Elon Musk, but for all of us. Understanding the conflicts of interest in government contracts is crucial. So, as it affects transparency, accountability, and also ultimately the trust that is placed in both private companies and public institutions. So stay tuned, and I'm going to unpack this complex issue, because this is complex. Never have I seen this before. And I've been doing healthcare businesses for 35 years. So this is totally one of a kind that I've come across this. And it may be that maybe people that are very, very wealthy can do this and are allowed to get away with it. But the average business owner isn't able to do this and get away with it, because they soon spot it straight away. You get called out. So let's look at first understanding the conflict of interest. What does it mean? So a conflict of interest, it occurs when a individual, they've got personal interest that interferes with their professional responsibilities, particularly in businesses like the government contracting. This can lead to undermining trust and integrity. It's government contracts, so there has to be transparency, and ethics are paramount when you're dealing with this type of government contracting, for example. So this really ensures that the decisions are made based on merit, which, I understand Elon Musk is very highly intelligent and he does know his stuff. I'm not arguing against that. I'm here to talk about the conflict of interest and what that could mean, for example. So in terms of, it's based on merit, which is wonderful and great, and it should be based on who is best for the job. But everyone should be given that chance to put forward their proposal in order for the buyer to make a decision about the supplier, like Elon Musk, and businesses like yourselves, for example, to make an informed decision based on the scoring criteria of whether that person is the best person for the best job at the best value, for example. Okay, so I'm going to dive a bit more into this. So, for instance, a contractor with close ties to a government official may receive preferential treatment. And this raises the questions about fairness, accountability, for example. So grab your tea, coffee, because we're going to go diving into the conflicts of interest. Understanding it. So as I go into this a bit more deeper, so like I said, it raises questions about fairness, accountability, and other examples include situations where a contractor stands to benefit financially from a decision that impacts public resources. By recognizing and addressing these conflicts we can faster, we can be more ethical for the environment that protects the taxpayers' interests and promotes fair competition in government contracting. Now, in the UK, we have an act, which is the Contract Act 2015, which is to give you an even playing field, for example, that everybody is equal. And it's the same in America, that everybody is equal. I'm sure it's worldwide as well, for example. Depending on the criteria, the government is looking for a business, for example, to meet that criteria, whatever it is that they're looking for, and then everybody that meets that criteria applies. They get to apply for it, and then the government, who is the buyer, checks out all of the suppliers, because you're supplying the service, for example. Then they will choose what is best for the government, for example, and the people, for example. And also the value comes into it as well. And we all know that Elon Musk can create some amazing products with massive value. I'm not disputing that, but I'm explaining the understanding of a conflict of interest. Okay? So, like I said, Elon Musk, for example, and a contract. So say if it's Starlink project, it was initiated by SpaceX, for example, and this aims to provide high-speed internet access globally, which is great and wonderful, particularly in the underserved areas, which I think is absolutely good as well, with thousands of satellites planned for deployment. So the project has gained significant attention and investment. However, with Elon Musk's Starlink contract centers, there's some allegations of the possible conflict of interest. And there are critics that are arguing in the government contract, raising ethical concerns, particularly regarding the decision-making processes and the resource allocation. So the investigation seeks to, like they have to investigate all those applying for contracts as well. But they talk about Musk having a personal interest may have influenced the contract negotiation or